I am so glad to have gone into this movie without letting the conspiracies and all of the online spoilers to cloud my judgment. If you can do the same, I would highly suggest that, but if you're watching this review, you're probably online a lot and you've probably seen some things already. So, still go to the movie, and I'm going to try my best to do this review without getting into spoilers, which I will do. Okay, that's fine. Anyways, if you can't tell already, this movie did actually stand up to my already high expectations. It had all of the emotion that I was hoping for and thought it would have. It also had a lot of comedy, and the action sequences were fantastic. But don't worry too much about the comedy though. It just has some natural funny moments sprinkled throughout, particularly with Spider Man and Frank Castle's character, Punisher. They had the best banter. His tough guy attitude contrasting with Peter's good boy, innocent wholesomeness just really brought a great character dynamic. And Punisher is actually in this movie a lot more than I thought he was going to be, which I loved. And I never thought I would say this, but I think they would make a fantastic little mini series, though we don't need any more of those. Also, unlike other Marvel movies, the use of green screen and CGI were actually really good. And the cinematography was a standout here. The action scenes in particular were really good in this movie. I loved how they used a lot of slow mo, and it made a lot of the moments feel kind of like a video game, which sometimes can be a bad thing, but in this movie, for Spider Man as a character, it just makes a lot of sense. His Spidey suit is also fantastic in this movie. It actually looks like real cloth, which in the previous Tom Holland renditions, I do feel like that was a weaker point. Speaking of Tom Holland, his performance in this movie was top tier. This was the most Spider-Man Tom Holland movie, if that makes sense. And even though I love the Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield versions, Tom Holland is just perfect in this role. I am convinced Tom Holland is Peter Parker. Please let me know in the comments which Spider-Man you think is the best. Anyways, I'm glad to report that the other performances in this movie are actually all really good. Zendaya as MJ is in this movie quite a bit, and she does a solid job. Of course, I'm sure it helps that Zendaya and Tom Holland are married in real life, that they have good chemistry together. Sadie Sink's character does play a big role in the movie as now, I will say the one biggest complaint I have with this movie is at the very end when a particular line is spoken by Peter Parker to Sadie Sink's character. And let's just say that moment took me a little bit off guard because it didn't really make sense and was just kind of not true. But the fact that one line in the entire movie of Spider Man Brand New Day is my biggest complaint kind of actually says a lot that I really liked this movie and it's definitely worth seeing. The title Brand New Day is really fitting and does highlight my favorite part of the movie, which is the themes of this movie. The theme is really timely because after COVID, people still face loneliness a lot all around the whole world. We rely too much on technology, work, self improvement, and just so many other distractions over creating real relationships and connections with people. So, as Peter Parker goes through his physical and very emotional changes throughout the movie, it does a good job of showing how even the best good hearted people, when isolated, can really change and go down dark paths. Ironically, as somebody who saw this movie really early in the morning to just make a dumb review by herself, I would highly suggest going to see this movie with your friends, family, a partner, whoever. And if you're anything like me, you'll definitely be entertained and possibly cry a little bit. If you've seen Spider-Man already, let me know in the comments. Let me know which Spider-Man's your favorite again. And which Spider-Man movie do you like the best out of Tom Holland's movies? Thanks for watching, and be sure to check out my other reviews.